In today's lecture, we will discuss about adversarial search, topic number 9 and unit number 1. An adversarial search is a search when there is an enemy or opponent changing the state of the problem every step in a direction that we do not want. For example, chess, business, trading, and war. We change the state, but we don't control the next state. Opponent will change the next state. It is unpredictable for us. We only get to change every alternative state in adversarial search. Let us start. In a multi-agent environment, any given agent will need to consider the actions of other agents and how they affect its own welfare. The unpredictability of these agents can introduce many possible contingencies into the agent's problem solving process. In cooperative and competitive multi-agent environments, the agent's goals are in conflict. It gives rise to adversarial search problems, often called as games. AI games are deterministic, turn-taking, zero-sum games of perfect information where zero-sum games in which one person's gain is equivalent to other person's loss. So net change in wealth or benefit is zero. Mostly it happens in two-player games. Let us start our discussion with two-player games. The basic rules are: consider games with two players where one player is called as max, another player is called as min. Always max player moves first, then take turns to the min player, moving until the game is over. At the end of the game, points are awarded to the winning player and penalties are given to the losers. The basic components of two-player games are initial state, which includes the board position and identifies the player to move. Just now we discussed that always max will move first. Second component is successor function, which returns a list of tuple pairs consisting of a move and its state, each indicating a legal move and the resulting state. Third component is terminal state, which determines when the game is over. For example, if you consider a tree, if you go on moving to the end, at the end we will go to the leaf state. That is called as terminal state. The states where the game has ended is called as terminal state. Finally, utility function, which gives a numeric value for the terminal state. In chess, the outcome is either win, loss or draw, which will be represented with utility function values as +1, -1 or 0. Brief description about tic-tac-toe game. In a normal search problem, the optimal solution would be a sequence of moves leading to the goal state. The terminal states, that is a win. Max must find a contingent strategy which specifies max move in the initial state. Then max moves in the states resulting from every possible response by min. Alternatively, max and min will play the game until reach the terminal state. From the initial state, max has 9 possible moves. Play alternates between max and min. Max will put X and min will put O until we reach the leaf nodes corresponding to the terminal states, such that one player has 3 in a row or all the squares are filled. The number on each leaf nodes indicates utility value of the terminal states. From the point of view of max, high values are good for max, that is bad for min. It's max jobs to use the search tree to determine the best move from initial state to terminal state. Optimal strategies. Let us observe the diagram. The possible moves for max at the root are labeled A1, A2 and A3 and so on. The possible replies to A1 for min are B1, B2, B3 and so on. This particular game ends after one move each by min and max respectively. The utility of terminal states in the game range from 2 to 14. If you observe these utility values, they are ranging from 2 to 14. The terminal node on the bottom level are already labeled with their utility values. The first min value labeled B has 3 successors with values 3, 12 and 8. So minimum value is 3. Similarly, the other two min nodes have min max value 2 and 2. The root node is a max node. Its successors have min max values as 3, 2 and 2. So its min max value is 3. We can also identify the min max decision at the root. Action A1 is optimal choice for max because it leads to the successors with the highest minimum value. The optimal strategy leads to the outcome at least as good as any other strategy when one is playing with an infallible opponent. Min-max theorem states that every 2% zero-sum game is a forced win for one player or forced draw for other player. In principle, these optimal min-max strategies can be computed. Let us discuss about min-max search. The max player selects the move that leads to the successor node with the highest score, whereas min player selects the move which leads to the successor node with the lowest score. The scores are computed starting from the leaves of the tree and backing up to their scores to their predecessors in accordance with the min-max strategy. It explores each node in the tree. Let us discuss the function for min-max at node n. If we reach to the leaf node or terminal nodes, then return estimate payoff at that node n or the utility value at that node. Else, if the node n is a max node, then its value is positive infinity. Else, if it is a minimum, its value is minus infinity. For all m belongs to successors of n, if n is a max node, then its value equal to max of its either earlier value v, comma, min max of m. Else, value v equal to min of its earlier value v, comma, min max at that node m. If the maximum depth of the tree is m, then there are b legal moves at each point. Then the time complexity of min-max algorithm is order of b to the power m, and space complexity is order of bm for an algorithm that generates all the successors at once, or order of m for an algorithm that generates successors one at a time.